This is the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, and it certainly isn't a looker. No, I'm joking, it's bloody gorgeous. At the moment, one of these will cost you around £30,000, or in other words, a brand new Audi A1 or Ford Focus. But is it the bargain of the century? It certainly is a head turner. It's got the classic Aston Martin look to it with all the curves. And at the time, this was made to compete with the Porsche 911. So therefore, it is a lot smaller and a lot lighter. The proportions are millimetre perfect. Whichever angle you view it from, it's effortless. It really has been thoroughly thought out, this car. But is it as perfect to drive as it is to look at? Well, first impressions are very good. It feels like how a sports car should be. It's very nimble and agile. You do really have to work with this engine too, but it makes it more exciting and more rewarding when you are driving it around. It's perfect for the country roads as well. The clutch is a bit heavy and it can be a bit ponderous in traffic, obviously if you are driving in town. Even though it has 380 horsepower, it does spin the wheels up, especially on a wet day like this, and it is very, very fun. So we've talked about the looks and we've talked about the driving, but what's under the bonnet? Under here we have the earlier 4.3 litre V8, which has 380 horsepower, and it is the cheapest one you can buy. Later on though, Aston Martin adopted the 4.7 litre V8 or the V12 option. So let me move on into the interior. As you can see, it is slightly outdated in here, of course, for being a 2008 car, but it is still very elegant and very Aston Martin-y. There is some standard features on here like CD and air conditioning, and that's kind of all you really get. But there is a screen here for satellite navigation, and if you really want to get into the James Bond mindset, you can do that. It's got a missile guidance system, it looks like that at least. So I can go and bomb Russia, for example, which is probably what I want to do now. And in terms of the interior itself, it's got, you know, some nice seats. You do sit quite comfortably and low down, like very sporty like as well. And there's not very much room in here overall. There's some glove compartments and some bits in the door, and then obviously some stuff behind there, being a two-seater as well. So overall, it's not too bad, but it's probably not worth the 30 grand's worth you would get in a new car in terms of kit and tech in here. So in terms of boot space, as you can see, that it's not too bad. If I am capturing a Bond villain, they will fit perfectly well in here. So a good mark for Aston Martin there. Right, it's time to get... No! Of course, the only downside to having a car like this compared to a new Audi or Ford is the running costs.
No surprises here, of course. Keeping one of these on the road is no cheap business. Thanks to the 20 mpg and £700 road tax a year, you'll need some deep pockets. Oh, and also adding in the additional Group 50 insurance, you can see why cars like this are fairly exclusive.
Nevertheless, if you are in the market for something a bit different but don't mind paying the extra cash, then this seems like the way to go. I'm not really sure why you'd want to buy anything else for £30,000 when you've got one of these as an option, or a 911 of course. It offers so much performance for the money, and it's just such a good car. Also, you get an exquisite brand as part of it as well. Visibility wise, it obviously isn't the greatest, being a low swung sports car. The mirrors are pretty good, but everything else, 360 view isn't great because obviously everything's small and low. And actually when I'm pulling out a junction, you can't see anything at all, so you have to kind of just guess.
So then, to answer the question, is this a bargain and should you buy one? Yes, it's a lot of car for the money and a premium brand at that. It's got the good looks even 16 years later, and as long as you have the money to run it yearly, I'd rather have one of these over a new car any day.
So there we are, that is the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. And if you did enjoy this review, then make sure you subscribe to us on the channel and follow us on all social medias to be updated on future videos. And we'll see you next time.